Leadership 1. Leadership. The art of getting someone else to do something you want done because he wants to do it. Dwight D. Eisenhower 2. Go to the people. Learn from them. Live with them. Start with what they know. Build with what they have. The best of leaders, when the job is done, when the task is accomplished, the people will say we have done it ourselves. Lao Tzu 3. He who has never learned to obey cannot be a good commander. Aristotle 4. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. Martin Luther King, Jr. 5. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Proverbs 29. 18:6. No man is good enough to govern another man without that other's consent. Abraham Lincoln 7. A good leader can't get too far ahead of his followers. Theodore Roosevelt 8. The key to successful leadership today is influence, not authority. Kenneth Blanchard 9. A good leader takes a little more than his share of the blame, a little less than his share of the credit. Arnold H. Glasgow 10. Leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders. Tom Peters 11. A good objective of leadership is to help those who are doing poorly to do well, and to help those who are doing well to do even better. Jim Rohn 12. The leaders who work most effectively, it seems to me, never say I. And that's not because they have trained themselves not to say I. They don't think I. They think we. They think team. They understand their job to make the team function. They accept responsibility and don't sidestep it, but we gets the credit. This is what creates trust, what enables you to get the task done. Peter F. Drucker 13. I always remember the axiom, a leader is like a shepherd. He stays behind the flock, letting the most nimble go out ahead, whereupon the others follow, not realizing that all along they are being directed from behind. Nelson Mandela 14. The challenge of leadership is to be strong, but not rude, be kind, but not weak, be bold, but not bully, be thoughtful, but not lazy, be humble, but not timid, be proud, but not arrogant, have humor, but without folly. Jim Rohn 15. No man will make a great leader who wants to do it all himself or get all the credit for doing it. Andrew Carnegie 16. It is better to lead from behind and to put others in front, especially when you celebrate victory when nice things occur. You take the front line when there is danger. Then people will appreciate your leadership. Nelson Mandela 17. I suppose leadership at one time meant muscles, but today it means getting along with people. Mohandas Gandhi 18. Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. John F. Kennedy 19. Effective leadership is putting first things first. Effective management is discipline, carrying it out. Stephen Covey 20. Men make history and not the other way around. In periods where there is no leadership, society stands still. Progress occurs when courageous, skillful leaders seize the opportunity to change things for the better. Harry S. Truman. Motivational. 1. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act but a habit. Aristotle 2. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart. Steve Jobs 3. The best revenge is massive success. Frank Sinatra 4. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. Albert Einstein 5. We are still masters of our fate. We are still captains of our souls. Winston Churchill 6. Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. Ralph Waldo Emerson 7. Motivation alone is not enough. If you have an idiot and you motivate him, now you have a motivated idiot. Jim Rohn 8. Things do not happen. Things are made to happen. John F. Kennedy 9. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. S. Lewis 10, you can never quit, winners never quit, and quitters never win. Ted Turner 11, most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying when there seemed to be no hope at all. Dale Carnegie 12, if not us who? If not now, when? John F. Kennedy 13, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Walt Disney 14, if you're going to be thinking, you may as well think big. Donald Trump 15, desire is the starting point of all achievement, not a hope, not a wish, but a keen pulsating desire which transcends everything. Napoleon Hill 16, did you ever see an unhappy horse? Did you ever see bird that had the blues? One reason why birds and horses are not unhappy is because they are not trying to impress other birds and horses. Dale Carnegie 17, that some achieve great success is proof to all that others can achieve it as well. Abraham Lincoln 18, opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. Thomas Edison 19, the pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. The optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. Winston Churchill 20, 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. Mark T.W. Inspirational. 1. Obstacles are those frightful things you see when you take your eyes off your goal. Henry Ford 2. Obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it, go through it, or work around it. Michael Jordan 3. One of the greatest discoveries a man makes, one of his great surprises, is to find he can do what he was afraid he couldn't do. Henry Ford 4. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. Aristotle 5. We cannot direct the wind, but we can adjust the sails. Dolly Parton 6. We must become the change we want to see. Mahatma Gandhi 7. Wherever you go, go with all your heart. Confucius 8. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. Ralph Waldo Emerson 9. Life is 10% of what happens to me and 90% of how I react to it. John Maxwell 10. You change your life by changing your heart. Max Lucado 11. There is one quality which one must possess to win, and that is definiteness of purpose, the knowledge of what one wants, and a burning desire to possess it. Napoleon Hill 12. Pain is temporary. It may last a minute, or an hour, or a day, or a year, but eventually it will subside and something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it lasts forever. Lance Armstrong 13. We must all suffer from one of two pains: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The difference is discipline weighs ounces, while regret weighs tons. Jim Rohn 14. If we did the things we are capable of, we would astound ourselves. Thomas A. Edison 15. Believe you can and you're halfway there. Theodore Roosevelt 16. Happiness is not something you postpone for the future. It is something you design for the present. Jim Rohn 17. Edison failed 10,000 times before he made the electric light. Do not be discouraged if you fail a few times. Napoleon Hill 18. I will. I am. I can. I will actualize my dream. I will press ahead. I will settle down and see it through. I will solve the problems. I will pay the price. I will never walk away from my dream until I see my dream walk away. Alert, alive, achieved. Robert H. Schuller 19. We can't help everyone, but everyone can help someone. Ronald Reagan 20. What great thing would you attempt if you knew you could not fail? Robert H. Schuller. A success. 1. action is the foundational key to all success. Pablo Picasso 2. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any other. Abraham Lincoln 3. Develop success from failures. Discouragement and failure are two of the surest stepping stones to success. Dale Carnegie 4. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. Jim Rohn 5. Formula for success. Rise early, work hard, strike oil. Ajay Paul Getty 6. I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. Michael Jordan 7. The 3 great essentials to achieve anything worthwhile are: first, hard work; second, stick-to-itiveness; third, common sense. Thomas A. Edison 8. Flaming enthusiasm, backed up by horse sense and persistence, is the quality that most frequently makes for success. Dale Carnegie 9. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Thomas A. Edison 10. To climb steep hills requires slow pace at first. William Shakespeare 11. They can because they think they can. Virgil 12. Success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. Robert Collier 13. Don't wait until everything is just right. It will never be perfect. There will always be challenges, obstacles, and less than perfect conditions. So what? Get started now. With each step you take, you will grow stronger and stronger, more and more skilled, more and more self-confident, and more successful. Mark Victor Hansen quotes 14. Victory is sweetest when you've known defeat. Malcolm S. Forbes 15. To succeed in life, you need 2 things: ignorance and confidence. Mark Twain 16. To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to leave the world a better place. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. Ralph Waldo Emerson 17. If it equals success, then the formula is it equals X plus Y and Z, with X being work, Y play, and Z keeping your mouth shut. Albert Einstein 18. Success means doing the best we can with what we have. Success is the doing, not the getting. In the trying, not the triumph. Success is a personal standard, reaching for the highest that is in us, becoming all that we can be. Zig Ziglar 19. Success is doing ordinary things extraordinarily well. Jim Rohn 20. Success is going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. Winston Churchill. Business 1. A cardinal principle of total quality escapes too many managers. You cannot continuously improve interdependent systems and processes until you progressively perfect interdependent, interpersonal relationships. Stephen Covey 2. And while the law of competition may be sometimes hard for the individual, it is best for the race, because it ensures the survival of the fittest in every department. Andrew Carnegie 3. Ask 5 economists and you'll get 5 different answers, 6 if one went to Harvard. Edgar R. Fiedler 4. Business is never so healthy as when, like a chicken, it must do a certain amount of scratching around for what it gets. Henry Ford 5. Business. That's easily defined, it's other people's money. Peter Drucker 6. My own business always bores me to death. I prefer other people's. Oscar Wilde 7. For every sale you miss because you're too enthusiastic, you will miss 100 because you're not enthusiastic enough. Zig Ziglar 8. Good business leaders create a vision, articulate the vision, passionately own the vision, and relentlessly drive it to completion. Jack Welch 9. Every sale has 5 basic obstacles. No need, no money, no hurry, no desire, no trust. Zig Ziglar 10. It is difficult but not impossible to conduct strictly honest business. Mahatma Gandhi 11. I understand small business growth. I was 1. George W. Bush 12. Carpe per diem sees the check. Robin Williams 13. Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. Henry Ford 14. Politics is not a game. It is an earnest business. Winston Churchill 15. Whenever you see a successful business, someone once made a courageous decision. Peter F. Drucker 16. If you don't drive your business, you will be driven out of business. B. S.E. Forbes 17. To succeed in business, it is necessary to make others see things as you see them. John H. Patterson 18. Executive ability is deciding quickly and getting somebody else to do the work. Earl Nightingale 19. In the business world, the rearview mirror is always clearer than the windshield. Warren Buffett 20. Sometimes when you innovate, you make mistakes. It is best to admit them quickly and get on with improving your other innovations. Steve Jobs 12. Carpe per diem sees the check. Robin Williams 13. Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. Henry Ford 14. Politics is not a game. It is an earnest business. Winston Churchill 15. Whenever you see a successful business, someone once made a courageous decision. Peter F. Drucker 16. If you don't drive your business, you will be driven out of business. B. S.E. Forbes 17. To succeed in business, it is necessary to make others see things as you see them. John H. Patterson 18. Executive ability is deciding quickly and getting somebody else to do the work. Earl Nightingale 19. In the business world, the rearview mirror is always clearer than the windshield. Warren Buffett 20. Sometimes when you innovate, you make mistakes. It is best to admit them quickly and get on with improving your other innovations. Steve Jobs 12. Carpe per diem sees the check. Robin Williams 13. Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. Henry Ford 14. Politics is not a game. It is an earnest business. Winston Churchill 15. Whenever you see a successful business, someone once made a courageous decision. Peter F. Drucker 16. If you don't drive your business, you will be driven out of business. B. S.E. Forbes 17. To succeed in business, it is necessary to make others see things as you see them. John H. Patterson 18. Executive ability is deciding quickly and getting somebody else to do the work. Earl Nightingale 19. In the business world, the rearview mirror is always clearer than the windshield. Warren Buffett 20. Sometimes when you innovate, you make mistakes. It is best to admit them quickly and get on with improving your other innovations. Steve Jobs 1. The moment we want to believe something, we suddenly see all the arguments for it and become blind to the arguments against it. Sometimes love blinds us, other times it lets us see. George Bernard Shaw 2. The mind cannot long act the role of the heart. François de la Rochefoucauld called 3. True love is like ghosts, which everybody talks about and few have seen. François de la Rochefoucauld called 4. Men always want to be a woman's first, love women like to be a man's last romance. Oscar Wilde 5. Love, seeks to make happy rather than to be happy. Ralph Connor 6. When one is truly in love, one not only says it but shows it. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow 7. Hate the sin and love the sinner. Mahatma Gandhi 8. If you have it, love, you don't need to have anything else. And if you don't have it, it doesn't matter much what else you have. James M. Barrie 9. This is the miracle that happens every time to those who really love. The more they give, the more they possess. Rainer Maria Rilke 10. To be loved for what one is the greatest exception. The great majority love in others only what they lend him, their own selves, their version of him. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe 11. Love is that condition in which the happiness of another person is essential to your own. Robert A. Heinlein 12. You can give without loving, but you can never love without giving. Robert Louis Balfour Stevenson 13. There is no remedy for love but to love more. Henry David Thoreau 14. Love has nothing to do with what you are expecting to get, only what you are expecting to give, which is everything. What you will receive in return varies, but it really has no connection with what you give. You give because you love and cannot help giving. Katharine Hepburn 15. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it is not rude, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. Bible 1 Corinthians 13, 4, 16. A loving heart is the beginning of all knowledge. Thomas Carlyle 17. Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. Lao Tzu 18. I have found the paradox that if you love until it hurts, there can be no more hurt, only more love. Mother Teresa 19. Love is like war. Easy to begin but very hard to stop. H. L. Mencken 20. You will find as you look back upon your life that the moments when you have truly lived are the moments when you have done things in the spirit of love. Henry Drummo. Funny. 1. The man who views the world at 50 the same as he did at 20 has wasted 30 years of his life. Muhammad Ali. 2. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. Albert Einstein 3. I always wanted to be somebody, but now I realize I should have been more specific. Lily Tomlin 4. Advice is what we ask for when we already know the answer but wish we didn't. Erica Mann, Jong 5. People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. Zig Ziglar 6. I've always been in the right place and time. Of course, I steered myself there. Bob Hope 7. By working faithfully 8 hours a day, you may eventually get to be a boss and work 12 hours a day. Robert Frost 8. Learn the rules so you know how to break them properly. Dalai Lama 9. I am so clever that sometimes I don't understand a single word of what I am saying. Oscar Wilde 10. The brain is a wonderful organ. It starts working the moment you get up in the morning and does not stop until you get into the office. Robert Frost 11. If you don't run your own life, somebody else will. John Atkinson 12. Many of us spend half of our time wishing for things we could have if we didn't spend half our time wishing. Alexander Woollcott 13. The best measure of a man's honesty isn't his income tax return. It's the zero adjust on his bathroom scale. Arthur Clarke 14. Never put off till tomorrow what you can do the day after tomorrow. Mark Twain 15. You grow up the day you have your first real laugh at yourself. Ethel Barrymore 16. Life is like a sewer. What you get out of it depends on what you put into it. Tom Lehrer 17. Remember, today is the tomorrow you worried about yesterday. Dale Carnegie 18. The best way to appreciate your job is to imagine yourself without one. Oscar Wilde 19. Behind every great man is a woman rolling her eyes. Jim Carrey 20. I was called fat the other day and I said, yes, well you are ugly and I can dye it. Captain Insano. In life, 1. A man sooner or later discovers that he is the master gardener of his soul, the director of his life. James Allen 2. A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. Charles Darwin 3. All life is an experiment. The more experiments you make, the better. Ralph Waldo Emerson 4. All the art of living lies in a fine mingling of letting go and holding on. Henry Ellis 5. Any idiot can face a crisis it's day-to-day living that wears you out. Anton Chekhov 6. Believe that life is worth living, and your belief will help create the fact. William James 7. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Buddha 8. Don't go around saying the world owes you a living. The world owes you nothing. It was here first. Mark Twain 9. Every creature is better alive than dead. Men and moose and pine trees. And he who understands it aright will rather preserve its life than destroy it. Henry David Thoreau 10. Every man dies. Not every man really lives. William Wallace 11. Everything has been figured out, except how to live. Jean-Paul Sartre 12. Everything in life is luck. Donald Trump 13. Fortunately, analysis is not the only way to resolve inner conflicts. Life itself still remains a very effective therapist. Karen Horney 14. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. Friedrich Nietzsche 15. Here is the test to find whether your mission on earth is finished. If you're alive, it isn't. Richard Bach 16. I arise in the morning torn between a desire to improve the world and a desire to enjoy the world. This makes it hard to plan the day. Ali, Babi. White 17. I do not regret one moment of my life. Lily Langtry 18. I have a simple philosophy. Fill what's empty. Empty what's full. Scratch where it itches. Alice Roosevelt Longworth 19. I love life because what more is there? Anthony Hopkins 20. I still find each day too short for all the thoughts I want to think, all the walks I want to take, all the books I want to read, and all the friends I want to see. John Burroughs Friendship 1. When we honestly ask ourselves which person in our lives mean the most to us, we often find that it is those who, instead of giving advice, solutions, or cures, have chosen rather to share our pain and touch our wounds with a warm and tender hand. The friend who can be silent with us in a moment of despair or confusion, who can stay with us in an hour of grief and bereavement, who can tolerate not knowing, not curing, not healing, and face with us the reality of our powerlessness. That is a friend who cares. Henry Nouwen 2. Friendship is one of the sweetest joys of life. Many might have failed beneath the bitterness of their trial had they not found a friend. Charles Spurgeon 3. A friend is one who knows you and loves you just the same. Albert Hubbard 4. A friend should be one in whose understanding and virtue we can equally confide, and whose opinion we can value at once for its justness and its sincerity. Robert Hull 5. A friend to all is a friend to none. Aristotle 6. A friendship can weather most things and thrive in thin soil, but it needs a little mulch of letters and phone calls and small, silly presents every so often just to save it from drying out completely. Pam Brown 7. A friendship founded on business is better than a business founded on friendship. John D. Rockefeller 8. A man's growth is seen in the successive choirs of his friends. Ralph Waldo Emerson 9. A single rose can be my garden. A single friend, my world. Leo Buscaglia 10. A true friend never gets in your way unless you happen to be going down. Arnold H. Glasso 11. Don't walk behind me, I may not lead. Don't walk in front of me, I may not follow. Just walk beside me and be my friend. Albert Camus 12. Fear makes strangers of people who would be friends. Shirley MacLaine 13. Friendship and money, oil and water. Mario Puzo 14. Friendship is a single soul dwelling in two bodies. Aristotle 15. Friendship is held to be the severest test of character. It is easy, we think, to be loyal to a family and clan, whose blood is in your own veins. Charles Alexander Eastman 16. Friendship is one mind in two bodies. Mencius 17. Friendship is unnecessary, like philosophy, like art. It has no survival value. Rather, it is one of those things that give value to survival. S. Lewis 18. Friendship is not something you learn in school. But if you haven't learned the meaning of friendship, you really haven't learned anything. Muhammad Ali 19. Lots of people want to ride with you in the limo, but what you want is someone who will take the bus with you when the limo breaks down. Oprah Winfrey 20. True friends stab you in the front. Oscar Wilde. Happiness. 1. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. Aristotle 2. Remember, happiness doesn't depend upon who you are or what you have. It depends solely on what you think. Dale Carnegie 3. Success is getting what you want. Happiness is wanting what you get. Dale Carnegie 4. Happiness and high come to you when you choose to live your life consistent with your highest values and your deepest convictions. Brian Tracy 5. The gift of happiness belongs to those who unwrap it. Andrew Dunbar 6. The happiest person is the person who thinks the most interesting thoughts. Timothy Dwight 7. Happiness is a perfume you cannot pour on others without getting a few drops on yourself. Ralph Waldo Emerson 8. There is no happiness except in the realization that we have accomplished something. Henry Ford 9. Happiness consists more in small conveniences of pleasures that occur every day than in great pieces of good fortune that happen but seldom to a man in the course of his life. Benjamin Franklin 10. That all who are happy are equally happy is not true. A peasant and a philosopher may be equally satisfied, but not equally happy. A small drinking glass and a large one may be equally full, but the large one holds more than the small. Dr. Samuel Johnson 11. Many persons have a wrong idea of what constitutes true happiness. It is not attained through self-gratification, but through fidelity to a worthy purpose. Helen Adams Keller 12. When one door of happiness closes, another opens. But often we look so long at the closed door that we do not see the one which has been opened for us. Helen Adams Keller 13. Happiness is something that comes into our lives through doors we don't even remember leaving open. Rose Lane 14. Most people are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. Abraham Lincoln 15. Men can only be happy when they do not assume that the object of life is happiness. George Orwell 16. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. Mahatma Gandhi 17. Happiness consists more in conveniences of pleasure that occur every day than in great pieces of good fortune that happen but seldom. Benjamin Franklin 18. Give a man health and a course to steer, and he'll never stop to trouble about whether he's happy or not. George Bernard Shaw 19. A table, a chair, a bowl of fruit, and a violin. What else does a man need to be happy? Albert Einstein 20. Being happy is something you have to learn. I often surprise myself by saying, wow, this is it. I guess I'm happy. I got a home I love, a career that I love. I'm even feeling more and more at peace with myself. If there's something else to happiness, let me know. I'm ambitious for that too. Harrison Ford. Positive. 1. Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. Winston Churchill 2. People are always blaming their circumstances for what they are. I don't believe in circumstances. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want, and if they can't find them, make them. George Bernard Shaw 3. There is one quality that one must possess to win, and that is definiteness of purpose, the knowledge of what one wants, and a burning desire to possess it. Napoleon Hill 4. Keep away from small people who try to belittle your ambitions. Small people always do that, but the really great make you feel that you, too, can become great. Mark Twain 5. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Lao Tzu 6. Take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. Martin Luther King, Jr. 7. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. Mark Twain 8. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. Napoleon Hill 9. A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. An optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. Winston Churchill 10. Think like a queen. A queen is not afraid to fail. Failure is another stepping stone to greatness. Oprah Winfrey 11. For myself, I am an optimist. It does not seem to be much use being anything else. Winston Churchill 12. Don't let the fear of the time it will take to accomplish something stand in the way of your doing it. The time will pass anyway. We might just as well put that passing time to the best possible use. Earl Nightingale 13. You must take personal responsibility. You cannot change the circumstances, the seasons, or the wind, but you can change yourself. That is something you have charge of. You don't have charge of the constellations, but you do have charge of whether you read, develop new skills, and take new classes. Jim Rohn 14. A man is but the product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes. Mahatma Gandhi 15. There is little difference in people, but that little difference makes a big difference. The little difference is attitude. The big difference is whether it is positive or negative. W. Clement Stone 16. When you live your life with an appreciation of coincidences and their meanings, you connect with the underlying field of infinite possibilities. Deepak Chopra 17. Positive thinking will let you do everything better than negative thinking will. Zig Ziglar 18. When I examine myself and my methods of thought, I come to the conclusion that the gift of fantasy has meant more to me than any talent for abstract, positive thinking. Albert Einstein 19. It takes but one positive thought when given a chance to survive and thrive to overpower an entire army of negative thoughts. Robert H. Schuller 20. When you put faith, hope, and love together, you can raise positive kids in a negative world. Zig Ziglar. Procrastination. 1. Procrastination is the art of keeping up with yesterday. Don Martke 2. You may delay, but time will not. Benjamin Franklin 3. How soon, not now, become never. Martin Luther King Jr. 4. Procrastination is the bad habit of putting off, until the day after tomorrow, what should have been done the day before yesterday. Napoleon Hill 5. Procrastination is the bad habit of putting off until the day after tomorrow what should have been done the day before yesterday. Napoleon Hill 6. Don't wait. The time will never be just right. Napoleon Hill 7. In a moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing to do. The worst thing you can do is nothing. Theodore Roosevelt 8. If you wait until all the lights are green before you leave home, you'll never get started on your trip to the top. Zig Ziglar 9. In delay there lies no plenty. William Shakespeare 10. How wonderful it is that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world. Anne Frank 11. Things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle. Abraham Lincoln 12. Yes, you can be a dreamer and a doer too, if you will remove one word from your vocabulary. Impossible. Robert Schuller 13. Do the hard jobs first. The easy jobs will take care of themselves. Dale Carnegie 14. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. Martin Luther King Jr. 15. One of the most tragic things I know about human nature is that all of us tend to put off living. We are all dreaming of some magical rose garden over the horizon, instead of enjoying the roses blooming outside our windows today. Dale Carnegie 16. The era of procrastination, of half measures, of soothing and baffling expedients, of delays, is coming to a close. In its place, we are entering a period of consequences. Winston Churchill 17. The leading rule for the lawyer, as for the man of every other calling, is diligence. Leave nothing for tomorrow, which can be done today. Abraham Lincoln 18. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Walt Disney 19. Work while it is called today, for you know not how much you may be hindered tomorrow. One today is worth 2 tomorrows. Never leave that till tomorrow which you can do today. Benjamin Franklin 20. Do or do not do. There is no try. Master Yoda. Creativity. 1. Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. Steve Jobs 2. Problems cannot be solved by the same level of thinking that created them. Albert Einstein 3. Imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire. You will what you imagine, and at last you create what you will. George Bernard Shaw 4. Sometimes you've got to let everything go purge yourself. If you are unhappy with anything, whatever is bringing you down, get rid of it, because you'll find that when you're free, your true creativity, your true self comes out. Tina Turner 5. The imagination imitates. It is the critical spirit that creates. Oscar Wilde 6. The secret to creativity is knowing how to hide your sources. Albert Einstein 7. Security is mostly a superstition. It does not exist in nature, nor do the children of men as a whole experience it. Avoiding danger is no safer in the long run than outright exposure. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. Helen Keller 8. The secret to creativity is knowing how to hide your sources. Albert Einstein 9. Every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once he grows up. Pablo Picasso 10. The only thing all successful people have in common is that they are successful, so don't waste your time copying the successful strategies of others. Seth Godin 11. Too much of our work amounts to the drudgery of arranging means toward ends, mechanically placing the right foot in front of the left and the left in front of the right, moving down narrow corridors toward narrow goals. Play widens the halls. Work will always be with us, and many works are worthy, but the worthiest works of all often reflect an artful creativity that looks more like play than work. James Ogilvy 12. Don't worry, be crappy. Revolutionary means you ship and then test. Lots of things made the first Mac in 1984 a piece of crap, but it was a revolutionary piece of crap. Guy Kawasaki 13. Every act of creation is first of all an act of destruction. Pablo Picasso 14. Creativity is just connecting things. When you ask creative people how they did something, they feel a little guilty because they didn't really do it. They just saw something. It seemed obvious to them after a while. That's because they were able to connect experiences they've had and synthesize new things. Steve Jobs 15. The chief enemy of creativity is good sense. Pablo Picasso 16. Creativity is a natural extension of our enthusiasm. Earl Nightingale 17. The world is but a canvas to the imagination. Henry David Thoreau 18. You write your first draft with your heart, and you rewrite with your head. The first key to writing is to write, not to think. Sean Connery 19. To draw, you must close your eyes and sing. Pablo Picasso 20. Creativity is contagious. Pass it on. Albert Einstein. Passion. 1. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life. And the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. Steve Jobs, too. A great leader's courage to fulfill his vision comes from passion, not position. John Maxwell, 3. The more intensely we feel about an idea or a goal, the more assuredly the idea, buried deep in our subconscious, will direct us along the path to its fulfillment. Earl Nightingale, 4. If passion drives you, let reason hold the reins. Benjamin Franklin, 5. It's hard to tell with these internet startups if they're really interested in building companies or if they're just interested in the money. I can tell you, though, if they don't really want to build a company, they won't luck into it. That's because it's so hard that if you don't have a passion, you'll give up. Steve Jobs, 6. All human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsions, habit, reason, passion, desire. Aristotle, 7. There is no passion to be found playing small in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. Nelson Mandela, 8. Passion rebuilds the world for the youth. It makes all things alive and significant. Ralph Waldo Emerson, 9. Passion is the genesis of genius. Tony Robbins, 10. Passion is energy. Feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you. Oprah Winfrey, 11. Without passion, you don't have energy. Without energy, you have nothing. Donald Trump, 12. Only passions, great passions, can elevate the soul to great things. Denny's Diderot, 13. When you set yourself on fire, people love to come and see you burn. John Wesley, 14. Anyone can dabble, but once you've made that commitment, your blood has that particular thing in it, and it's very hard for people to stop you. Bill Cosby, 15. There is no greatness without a passion to be great, whether it's the aspiration of an athlete or an artist, a scientist, a parent, or a business person. Tony Robbins, 16. Passion, though a bad regulator, is a powerful spring. Ralph Waldo Emerson, 17. One of the things that may get in the way of people being lifelong learners is that they are not in touch with their passion. If you're passionate about what it is you do, then you're going to be looking for everything you can to get better at it. Jack Canfield, 18. I have no special talents. I am only passionately curious. Albert Einstein, 19. I love to play golf, and that's my arena. And you can characterize it and describe it however you want. But I have a love and a passion for getting that ball in the hole and beating those guys. Tiger Woods, 20. Nothing is as important as passion. No matter what you want to do with your life, be passionate. John Bon Jovi. Communication. 1. The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. George Bernard Shaw, 2. To effectively communicate, we must realize that we are all different in the way we perceive the world, and use this understanding as a guide to our communication with others. Anthony Robbins, 3. Communication works for those who work at it. John Powell, 4. The way we communicate with others and with ourselves ultimately determines the quality of our lives. Anthony Robbins, 5. He who knows does not speak. He who speaks does not know. Lao Tzu, 6. Animation can explain whatever the mind of man can conceive. This facility makes it the most versatile and explicit means of communication, yet devised for quick mass appreciation. Walt Disney, 7. Talkers have always ruled. They will continue to rule. The smart thing is to join them. Bruce Barton, 8. If you have nothing to say, say nothing. Mark Twain, 9. One learns peoples through the heart, not the eyes or the intellect. Mark Twain, 10. It is better to keep your mouth closed and let people think you are a fool than to open it and remove all doubt. Mark Twain, 11. The art of communication is the language of leadership. James Humes 12. I'm a great believer that any tool that enhances communication has profound effects in terms of how people can learn from each other and how they can achieve the kind of freedoms that they are interested in. Bill Gates 13. The most important things are the hardest to say because words diminish them. Stephen King 14. When people talk, listen completely. Most people never listen. Ernest Hemingway 15. Communication is a skill that you can learn. It's like riding a bicycle or typing. If you're willing to work at it, you can rapidly improve the quality of every part of your life. Brian Tracy 16. We are more connected than ever before, more able to spread our ideas and beliefs, our anger and fears, as we exercise the right to advocate our views. And as we animate our supporters, we must all assume responsibility for our words and actions before they enter a vast echo chamber and reach those both serious and delirious, connected and unhinged. Bill Clinton 17. Effective communication is 20% what you know and 80% how you feel about what you know. Jim Rohn 18. Kind words can be short and easy to speak, but their echoes are truly endless. Mother Teresa 19. To listen well is as powerful a means of communication and influence as to talk well. John Marshall 20. Wise men talk because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something. Plato